have on pants. A little bit of boots. Wait for it. Wait for it. Whatever. Alright, so obviously the first thing I need to do is put on a shirt. Hello YouTube, hello Facebook, hello the world overall. My name is Gavin, and I do not have a shirt on, but I have on pants. And, yeah. Let's get right into it. Oh God, I said the same. I said the same. I said the saying, and the saying is all the same. Alright, so obviously the first thing I personally want to talk about is what the hell went wrong. Because obviously the MGLDS podcast is not the MGLDS podcast. And the reason for that being is, well, I kind of got a little bit tired of the server. Just a little bit. I mean, it was inactive and everything else, and I was like, oh, fuck. So what I ended up doing is I transferred ownership over to my number 2, Mr. Milko, and yeah, things were absolutely fun from there. I mean, I wasn't trying to do something blah blah blah, but apparently some blah 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 as a error. So it was all kinds of fun. I mean, just all kinds of fun. Not like the kind of fun that would similarly be similar, but similarly be similar, because you know you never know what's gonna happen at all, or who's gonna pop up, or how's it gonna go? Because no one, I mean absolutely no one, you know, it's weird. So what ended up happening was he must have changed something or cleared out a channel or a role, and all of a sudden it just kind of, the trouble trio of Duncan, Theo, and Ben popped back in, and all hell broke loose. So what I'm assuming was, and I actually have the chat logs, sorry Milko man, this is just on my mind. So what ended up happening was, I'll pull up the chat log right now, and I wasn't pissed at all. I was like, alright. Okay, so he goes, he did nuke the server, but hear me out. When we got raided, I checked literally everything. The privileges were applied to admins only, so I don't know who brought them back, but this is the thing. I checked the privileges, and they weren't granted any. What's worse, they didn't touch the admins, and Steve left. When they fibbed, they said they hacked the server IP, which, you know, is called bullshit, but it got me thinking they can't access through the IP ban, but they could have a server IP address that could keep getting access and destroy everything regardless of the status and privileges. Now, the thing here is that these three, Duncan, Theo, and Ben, have been a consistently gigantic pain in my butt. Like, massive. They've been haranguing me on Twitter, haranguing me on YouTube, haranguing me on the Discord server, and it's kind of starting to classify itself as harassment. But what I discovered is, even if they could get around the banning through IP addresses and whatnot, like, we could just keep banning them over and over and over, and eventually they would just stop. So I think at one point Ben himself made like not even three, but like 7 or 8 different accounts, and each time he popped back into the server, it was just like right click ban hammer, boom, over and over and over again. And he just got incredibly sick of it, like just massively. So I think he gave them a second chance, and then they just kind of started screwing things up because they stayed right the hell away from the MGLDS when I was in charge, because they knew I'd just be like, boom, you gone, boom, you gone, boom, 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 you gone, you gone, you gone, and that kind of freaked them out like majorly. Also, the fact that I wrote this weird ass random text file with like a hint of Mac 1 code, and it just screwed up Duncan's computer bad, and I didn't even think anything of it. I was just, what the fuck do you want me to do? Anyways, he goes on to say that that's what I mean. I even put on security measures. I even linked it to the admins. The admins, I think it was Steven. Steven left that morning. They killed us. The thing is, I restricted some privileges away from the admins, restricted any possibility of changing the privileges that a head admin would have. Ben and Duncan managed to have access to them. See, that's the thing. That's what he should have just done, like just immediately, not even something like that. Just, you know, straight up banned them, not even thinking about it, because that's what I'm done for. Just lightning quick response time. So it was just kind of strange that, you know, as soon as Steven left, because I purposely set up 4 different levels of admin. Like there's 25% with just the kick feature, which is on the same level as the mods, but the mods have, you know, the ban as well. So that way they could actually, you know,